Hey everyone, welcome back to the Living with Grace podcast. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a teeny tiny little word that can have such a massive impact on your life. We're excited to have you here, and we want to welcome you back because in this episode, you're going to learn how just adding this tiny little word to your vocabulary in the right way can help you to move from a fixed, limited mindset to a growth, expansive mindset and have massive changes, great changes in your life. And so, with that, I want to welcome Anna into the conversation. Anna, what is this little word we're talking about?
This little word we are talking about is the word yet. And Mary, how does the word yet can change our lives for sure? Because like you said, yet brings hope, yet brings connection with a growth, expansive mindset, yet allows us to connect with the abundance of the universe, knowing the outcome has not happened yet, that we haven't reached to the final destination yet. And for today, before we start, I want to remind each one of us that even God's word has told us on Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, God has not finished working on you yet. See how this powerful word tells us that this life is a journey, that we are supposed to connect with the abundance, be open to possibilities, and accept the challenges, knowing that our final destination, being back home, if we are here and we have not given our last breath, it's because we haven't finished our work yet. And yes, we are masterpieces as being children of God, but we are also work in progress until our last breath. So let's keep doing life because there is a lot of life to be lived yet.
There sure is. And, I just I love what you said. You cited how the word yet it brings opportunity, right? So I love that. And we were talking about at the top of the episode, I mentioned that it can take your perspective from a fixed perspective into a growth mindset. So, what does that mean? There is research about the growth mindset that was established by Carol Dweck. She's a renowned psychologist, and she said that the growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. So think about that. I mean, just the word itself, a growth mindset, suggests that. But when we use consistency, when we use ourselves to motivate ourselves and practice things and our abilities, when we have the belief in our abilities and use that consistency, that establishes a growth mindset full of possibility. So,
Yes, yes, I love this. I read this research too, and I love how it is tailored for us to see that when we use the word yet, we overcome challenges, we change our perspective because we start looking at the challenges as lessons, as new paths, as resources, as teachers, because it's a moment to keep learning. It's a moment to sit for a while, to pause, to calm down, to embrace patience, to embrace your inner strength, to embrace resilience. And just like in many times, we can look and see our progress and we can redefine. We can redefine, yet gives us the opportunity to redefine deadlines, to readjust the way that we are focusing and working on something, to reset and see what is working and what is not working that well, and to change goals. Sometimes you just change goals when you use the power of the word yet, because you stop and you see, okay, I wanted to lose 10 pounds, for example, and I haven't lost the weight that I wanted yet. But then when I stop and I see my progress, I realize, wait a second, yet is giving me the opportunity to see that it's not only about losing pounds in a scale, it's about gaining strength, it's about gaining muscle, it's about being in a better shape. So see how the power of yet allows us to redefine goals and set up new opportunities, set up new deadlines, and just open a different path for us, a completely different path. And also reminding ourselves that in this process of growth, like Mary said, with commitment and consistency, we should also use compassion towards us, because patience in not having reached the outcome yet, we have to give ourselves compassion and kindness to understand that we are doing the work, we are committed, we are consistent, and we are doing our best, which we have discussed before in another podcast, doing our best that might be different at each time. And just in this process of growth, no matter where we are in the journey, take time to celebrate our victories, to celebrate our progress, to celebrate our wins, to celebrate who we are and who you are and how good you are doing in the journey of getting one day at a time, one small step in love to yourself, because you are a work in progress and the final destination has not arrived yet.
True, true. And when I think about the word yet, when I think about it, it almost feels as if there were no word yet, that would just keep us either stuck or we would just give up without the
Yes.
word yet. It's the word yet that allows us the belief and the belief that we can achieve something and that allows us to go on. And the thing about it, I want you to think about, if you're watching this or listening, think about an endeavor that you undertook that you had issues with or could not seem to overcome, and you quit. In that instance, did you stop believing that they're in the word yet or in the possibility? I'm thinking about even in college or a class that was so difficult, that maybe instead of persevering, that you just dropped the class. It's just like, I'm out of here. In that instance, it would be as if I didn't believe that I had the ability to learn what was in front of me or to master what was being asked of me. I didn't believe in the word yet. This didn't actually happen, but but I'm just thinking I'm sure there were times when I thought about it, because I had that moment where I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. And I'm, it's been a long time, but hopefully I then thought about it and said, okay, I don't get this. I don't understand this material yet. But something inside of me, or you, if this has happened to you, allowed you to, entertain the possibility that if you just, took a deep breath, like, and as Anna said, showed yourself compassion, found a way to use that as a stepping stone or a moment of learning to see where you're needing to improve your skill or improve your knowledge in order to then learn the material and in complete the course. So that's just a funny little example, but without the word yet, we won't go anywhere. We'll just hang it up and I don't know.
Yes, I love what you're saying, because without the word yet, you said we could quit, we could give up, we could get stuck. We would be in a position of victims, right? Life is not fair. I am not able to keep going. I am not able to keep doing. I am not able to learn. So you take away all the power from you, all the power from the experience, the moment, the life that is happening, all the power of the lesson. But with the word yet, it's like, I haven't learned yet. I haven't got to the weight I want yet. I haven't passed the test yet. And yet, in this moment, it just gives me the opportunity, gives you the opportunity to be comfortable with the uncomfortable of not knowing it all, the uncomfortable of not being perfect because we are perfectly imperfect and imperfectly perfect, right? The uncomfortable of keep doing our best. And at that moment, the moment of yet, instead of quitting, giving up, and getting stuck, we connect to our goodness, we connect to our inner power, we connect to hope, to faith, to trust, to confidence. We connect to the fact that we have to do life with persistence, with perseverance, with faith, with resilience, with strength, with endurance. And I love that because at the moment of yet, when you are feeling disappointed or frustrated, the moment of yet just allows you to open your heart and to put up and out and release everything that is holding you back, that is holding you down, like depression, fear, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, all the stress. Yet is not a miracle solver, but yet allows us to release a little bit or release day by day or release by practice everything that is holding us back and to connect and to grasp and to grab and to hold and to embrace everything that can help us to keep moving forward. And when we move forward and we celebrate our little steps, again, I want to remind each one of us moving forward with the word yet is moving forward step by step, action by action, word by word, little steps, doing our best with commitment, consistency, compassion, perseverance, persistence, discipline, and kindness, and rest, and reflection, and readjustment, right? That's what I love about the word yet. It gives us the two sides of the story, the power and the powering of doing and the power of resting and realigning, right? I love that about the word yet.
Absolutely. And, you kind of outlined how we're able to put the word yet into practice, which is to set small goals and then to celebrate our wins. That's how we practice using the word yet. And again, and you just mentioned it, but, the word yet helps us to keep our motivation and it helps us to be resilient. And again, back to the example that I used of being a student, research has shown that students who can adopt this growth mindset, and which is to me really, it captures the word yet, this growth mindset, it captures the word yet, but by being able to embracing that kind of mentality, that gives you the perseverance and the resiliency to continue to work at whatever goal that you're looking to achieve. And then, yes, as Anna said, using small steps to practice it and then to achieve a goal and celebrate that victory is a great way to begin to move yourself toward that goal with the use of the word yet.
Yes, and yet allows you to just enjoy the process of living life, the process of building the life you deserve, the process of building joy, of building peace, and the process of recognizing that we are similar as humans, right? This is our humanness. Everybody is a work in progress. Everybody is walking their own journey. And in the power of yet, we can also pause and reflect and look around and see Who could I help? Who would be the person that could help me? Who could I support, and who could I hold each other? Like, yet gives us the possibility that life is a learning curve. And in this learning curve, we can always be connecting to others and helping and supporting and holding and growing together, right?
Yeah, and I love that you brought up the idea that that the word yet allows us to enjoy the journey, because I wouldn't, as I was thinking about the word yet, it's such an important word and such a fantastic tool. But I also sometimes, want to either caution myself or think about the idea of feeling anxious about not being there yet, and then not experiencing the journey in the now, but thinking about the yet to come. And it's not necessarily like that, and I love that you kind of you went there, and actually it's the reverse of that, right? It is the reverse of that, meaning that the word yet can help us to release the anxiety about the fact that we're not there yet, or that we haven't reached that particular goal that we're looking to achieve. That we can then relax into the moment, knowing that we'll get there, having the belief in our abilities, having the belief and the perseverance and the resiliency to keep going, and relaxing into the journey, understanding that every single step that we take is part of it. It is part of it. It's an important part of it. It is what it's what we will celebrate, and we can celebrate as we're moving along.
Yes, I love that. Celebrate as we are moving along, like enjoying and enjoying as the plan of your soul, the plan of your life is unfolding, surrendering to what you cannot control, surrendering to what you can control, and just enjoy the path and just enjoy the journey, because the final destination you have not arrived there yet. So every single moment of your life sums up to build the path that you are walking to get to your final destination, that is becoming light in the presence of God, right? So yet gives us the permission to let go of assumptions, to let go of expectations, to let go of criticism, to let go of judgment, just accepting the now and moving forward, moving forward, enjoying the journey and celebrating the journey and loving each step. And I just wrote this here and I want to read that. Yet gives us the possibility to align with our why, align with your why. Yet gives you the possibility to stop each and every moment in your life and really evaluate if you are doing what you deserve as a soul, as a child of God, if you are doing what God has planned for you, what you have planned as a soul, because yet you haven't reached the final destination. And in all these lessons of life, I see that as milestones, milestones you are reaching. You are in milestone joy, you are in milestone doubt, you are in milestone growth. Like, for example, I would like to give an example from my own life. I am a radiologist, and to be a radiologist here or in Brazil or anywhere in the world, you have to pass the boards. The American College of Radiology has a boards that you have to pass. And when I was doing the residency of radiology again here in the United States, the first portion of the boards was in my third year of the residency. And that's exactly when my husband, Gilson, got diagnosed with colon cancer stage 4. So you can understand, you can see that life was just a chaos upside down, right? But fortunately, or unfortunately, the first portion of the boards is it would be simple for me. I don't want to say that it would be simple, because then I am diminishing the value of such a difficult test. But it would be simple for me because it was basic, the foundation of radiology. And I had been a radiologist since 1998, so I was doing the test in 2011, 2012, 2013, I'm sorry, when he got sick. So of course it wasn't going to be a difficult test for me. So I did the test with the incentive of so many of my friends and mentors, because at some point I was like, I can't really do this test because I don't even have the brain to study yet, right? In the middle of the chaos. But people told me, no, this is not going to be difficult for you because it's the foundation of radiology, basics of radiology. And yet it wasn't that difficult. So went there and I did it. And I was so grateful for that. However, the second portion of the boards was when Gilson died in 2016. And the second portion of the boards was supposed to be in the beginning of 2017, and it was approximately like 6 to 9 months after he died. And my brain was the widow grief brain.
Wow.
I wasn't really connected with anything. My brain was foggy, my memory was
Mm.
not good, and I put myself out there. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it, because that's who I am. And I went there and I failed. I failed everything. I failed the 3 portions of the test. And that was the first thing I have ever failed in my whole life. And I could have given up. I
Mm.
could have gotten stuck. But I looked and I said, you know what? I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't in the right mindset. I wasn't in the mindset of focusing yet. My brain was not healed enough yet, you know. So I sat down and I got the lesson. I understood that there were things that I could not control. That was the grief and the pain. I understood that failing the boards at that time, the first thing I've ever failed in work and profession in my whole life, was not who I was, not my value, not my intelligence, not my memory. And I asked for help. I asked for help from God. I asked for help from myself. I had to sit down and say, hey, Anna, you need to exercise compassion to you. You need to study on your own pace and you need to rest on your own pace. And yet gave me the change that yet allowed me to give myself a different chance. The perspective of being human, the perspective of doing my best, the perspective of failures not really being failures. Failures are lessons, failures are pause moments, failures are just a moment to recharge and get back on track and
They're
get back on.
stepping stones and obstacles,
Yeah.
sometimes too.
So yet allows us to get back on track, get back on track.
That's an amazing example. I can't even, I'm in awe of the idea that you even got as far as you did, because anybody who has had a grief brain, so to speak, focus is just, so impossible. So I give you so many props for, even attempting that. But again, that then the word yet, or everything that happened, just kind of served to show you what was necessary. It showed you what was the steps that you needed to take, going forward. It prepared you really for your ultimate victory.
Yes.
And that's just a fantastic example. Other examples. Oh, go ahead. You were going to say something.
And the ultimate victory wasn't only passing the boards like months later. The ultimate victory that yet gave me was I am human. I am not the superwoman, and I do not need to be the superwoman to be loved and to be valued, right? So yet, not passing the board yet had given me the opportunity to realize that I am good exactly as I am, exactly where I am, exactly who I am, and yet I am a work in progress, yet I'm walking the journey of life, yet I am building life with faith and hope and the expectation that the outcome is going to be glorious, right? Because that's what God has in store for each one of us, a glorious outcome.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think if you look at it, at most people, or anyone who's achieved anything, did not get there, on the first attempt necessarily. Most people don't. I mean, I'm thinking of so many people. What is it? Thomas Edison, what did he say? You can find what, 100, I don't know what the statistic is, but yeah, you need to fail X amount of times before, so it's failure,
Yep,
and I don't
I
really love the
forgot
word
you.
failure, but it's a stepping stone. It just shows you, what you need to do, and with that perseverance and the practice and the
Yes,
continued effort, the resiliency that you get there.
like you were gonna say, and you were gonna say like all these Olympian athletes, right?
Yeah.
Yet is one day for them to get to the podium yet, right? Because it's practice, it's training, it's perseverance, it's discipline, it's hard work. And life is hard work. Everything we do, by hard work, I say focusing, awareness, mindfulness, being present, and not giving up. And
And
just
being
keep,
honest with yourself too, I would
yep,
think, not being
yep.
in denial about what it is that, being able to step back and take an honest look, with, through the different lens, and to see it clearly what it is that you need to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, so examples that come to mind, one really great one I think is Michael Jordan. Everybody knows who Michael Jordan is. I can't see a Nike commercial even now without thinking about Michael Jordan and how they just do it. But when he was a sophomore in high school, he was cut from his basketball team. But instead of giving up, it just allowed him to see that he was not able to compete at the level that he needed to be at in order to be on the team. So what did he do? He practiced and practiced and practiced until he mastered his skill and was able to make the team. And the rest is history. He's a 6-time NBA winner and a 5-time MVP and internationally known as the Just Do It Nike guy.
I
So
know, just do it, right?
just
Just do it.
just
Yet gives
do
you
it.
the opportunity to just keep doing it.
Oh,
Just keep doing it. I almost broke my glass. I'm so sorry.
and then another one that I love thinking about is J.K. Rowling. Anybody who knows Harry Potter and loves Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling was homeless. She struggled with depression. She had written this fabulous manuscript, peddled it around, and was rejected 12 times. Did she give up? No, she did not. She just had this mentality, this perspective that I just haven't found the right publisher yet. And after 12 rejections, she found a small publisher who took a chance on her manuscript, and here we are. She's one of the most beloved authors in the world. um,
Yes.
so she's another one. There's so many. I think that I would challenge you to look at anyone who is a well-grounded, maybe not even that, but a success in general, who has not had to persevere and has had to learn some life lessons, or to see their quote unquote failures as stepping stones or as teachers and lessons, so that they could move to the next step and achieve their goals. And I would just say that, those, I don't know that, and all of those people that I just cited, like Michael Jordan and J.K. Rowling, and they didn't just achieve those things and just stop. I mean, so you still continue to have goals. And there's always, I think there's always another yet on the horizon, because we are meant to grow, and we are meant to continue to experiment, and our brains are, always growing, and neuroplasticity, and all of those things. And I myself, I am always trying new things. I'm always growing. I have not found a sweet spot yet that has allowed me to stop moving and growing. I don't know what that looks like. I kind of have teased myself that I do all these things, try all these things all the time, and you could say that I don't necessarily settle on one thing, but it's because I am still growing. I haven't found a place where I want to stop yet. I think that we are just meant to grow and expand and evolve and continue on our journeys. So, yeah.
I love that. Love that because it just makes me think about when we have an electrocardiogram, that's when you put the electrodes and you get the electrical activity of your heart, and it shows ups and downs, and it shows ups and downs, right? The heart goes up and then goes a little bit down and then goes up again, and it's the normal cardiac rhythm. And yes, it's exactly what you're saying. Keep moving, keep going through the ups, keep going through the downs, keep learning, keep like open to possibilities, because if your heart is going up and down and your life is going up and down, it's because you are alive. Because the not moving, the flat line is when you are dead. And then I see as when my body is dead, when my heart is a flat line, when there is no more lesson in this earth school, I'm going to be all light in the presence of God. And that's when the work of God will be final for this earth school. Until then, like when it hasn't happened yet, while it hasn't happened yet, what I want to tell you all is, if you are not living, if you feel in your heart that something is missing, if you feel in your heart that you are not living the life you deserve yet, as a child of God, as a soul, as light, as love, you know, you have the power in your hands to make the change. You have the power to keep building your life, because again, until you give your last breath, your final moment hasn't arrived yet.
That's right.
And at every new moment, every new second is your responsibility to build it differently, to build it the way you want. Like Mary said, keep moving, keep growing, keep learning, keep putting your body to work, keep putting your brain to work, muscles, and keep walking, keep doing meditation, the things we have discussed before, everything that puts your brain to keep working, because that's the purpose of life, to keep connected to you, to keep connected with God, to keep connected with the universe, with the higher power, with whatever is your belief, and just keep building the life you deserve. Because when you have what you deserve, you are going to overflow your cup, and you're going to all spread only the goodness from your heart to others. And that's what I invite you to use the power of yet for that. You haven't arrived at eternal life yet. So use your body life, your body and soul life in this earth journey to bless yourself, to bless the world around you, to bless the people around you, because you can do this yet, right?
So right, so well said, because and I think you did say it, and I'll just reinforce it and reiterate it. The purpose of life is to live, right? It's to live, it's to continue to try new things, or to just continue to live. And I'm not done yet. You're not done yet. You who is listening, you're not done yet. And so, when we use the word yet, that helps to keep us moving forward. If that's the one takeaway I would want anyone here listening here, is to know that using the word yet keeps us moving forward, and it allows us to realize and to see that any setback, please hear this. Any setback that you might be experiencing right now, it's temporary. It's temporary. You just haven't moved through it yet. And with perseverance and with your resiliency and with the tools that you have deep inside of you, you can do this. You just haven't gotten there yet.
Yes. And with that, I wanted to say, I don't know if you have anything else to say.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because with that, I wanted to say something that just came to my mind. Yet gives us the opportunity to keep
Yes.
experimenting with life. And that's what yet means for me right now. I just made an analogy here. Yes, YET. Yes, experiment today.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
experiment today.
I love
Yet,
it.
yes, experiment today.
That's the story of my life.
Yes.
Yes, experiment today. And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I just wouldn't. I mean, we came here to experiment. So yes, experiment today. You heard it here. You heard it here first.
Thank you so much, everyone, to be here with us. Thank you so much for trusting us. Thank you so much for supporting and holding us with your love and with your grace and with your kindness. And that's what we want, Mary and I. We want to be your best friends. We want to be your accountability partners like we are for each other. And we just want to hold space for you to pause and reflect and readjust and keep embracing new opportunities and keep building the life you deserve because that's what we're talking about, being your best and taking nothing personally and using your word and exercise and memory and traveling and all these things that we are telling you. And now with the word yet, yes, experiment today, all the tools and resources that we are sharing and whatever you want to share with us. We are so very open, right, Mary? We are
That's right.
here to grow with you and to sit in our patios or in our living room and just be with you and hold you and hug you with our souls because every time, and I'm having goosebumps, every time I sit here to talk with Mary, I feel her so close to me, and I feel each one of you close to me and close to us because we are here like it says when two of you sit and be in my presence, I'll be there. So I see that not only religiously, I see that like when two of us sit and talk about growth and talk about life and talk about love and talk about light, we are connected. We are the energy expanding and the energy flowing between and within each one of us.
Yeah. And we may not understand life fully yet, but we keep moving and we keep growing and we keep learning. So absolutely. Yes.
And we keep surrendering to what we cannot control. And we keep saying, yes, experiment today to everything else. And with
Yes.
that, we hope you keep living.
With grace. Yes. And
Yes.
so we want to thank you again. As Anna said, we're so grateful that you chose to spend some time with us today. You're guiding us. We're hopefully guiding you a bit with some words of wisdom that have come to us from our experiences. And we would love to hear your experiences and hear your words of wisdom to come right back at us. So if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, we would love that. And if you have someone in your life who might be at a crossroads or feeling a bit of stuck or in a fixed mindset, please go ahead and share this episode with them so that they might understand and realize that they're just not there yet. So with that, we want to say thanks again, and we will be back again real soon with another episode. Take good care.
Yep. We love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.